Hey guys. Um, I'm not really sure what the quality will be of this because my internet has been really sketch lately. To the point where even just trying to like pull something up on the internet is like shutting it down and causing it to do really weird things. So hopefully the quality is at least tolerable. I have been nervous to say the least, in terms of uploading anything, of even just being on the internet as a whole. I've been really cautious of any kind of social media, of any interaction, really. I don't want to say hiding, but kind of. Um, I've just been really cautious about everything over the last couple of weeks, and I really wanted to take time to focus on myself and make sure that I'm okay, um, because clearly I've not been. Um, Nothing as far as employment has changed. I put in applications for places like Starbucks because I know that they do hire people who have disabilities and things like that. But when I've called and gone in, they're like, "Yeah, we're fully staffed until January." And I'm like, "What's happening in January?" Um, so there's that. I do have an appointment with vocational rehab next week, and there's gonna be an employment specialist there. So hopefully something will come of that. Um, in the meantime, I've literally just been sitting here watching documentaries and 2020 on Hulu, and making headbands. Like, I'll show you guys. I have this, like, pile. Duh, I can detach this. Um, I have this chair over here that's got this is a blanket that I started when I was in Fayetteville. Um, I've not been able to find any yarn that matches that. It's Red Heart Aruba Sea, but I can't find that out here. And then all of these are just headbands that I've made. I've been trying to stay as busy as I can with that, um, which isn't really helping a whole lot. Um, so I've kept my like therapy appointments and stuff like that. I've been taking my meds and trying not to isolate myself, which is hard when you live in the middle of actual nowhere. And I wish it was light out. I feel like there's a lot of people that don't believe me that I live in the actual middle of nowhere. And I think if I'm able to show you guys even just like out this window right here, there's just mountains. There is nothing. I was going to do kind of like a live stream going into town, but I don't have service on my phone anymore, because I couldn't pay for it. So there's that. But at some point I do kind of want to show that I do live in the actual middle of nowhere. Um, in other news, I do start orthopedic therapy tomorrow for my knee, which is exciting. Um, that's tomorrow at 4 for anyone who's playing along at home. Um, but I'm both excited and terrified to start ortho tomorrow. And then next week I have my appointment with Voc Rehab and an appointment to file papers for disability. Um, I don't really know how that's gonna go. I don't wanna file for disability, but, all things considered, with where my mental state is at and where my physical state is at, it's quite clear that I am in no position to I don't wanna say no position to care for myself, but I kinda feel like I'm in, like, no position to care for myself. Um, and I waited there was a couple of times where I wanted to come on here and just let you guys know that I was okay. I did read the comments from the last video, and I sat and I cried and was like, "I never meant to, like, scare anyone or worry anyone." And they did do a welfare check. For those of you who were concerned, they did. Um, the so the next closest town to where I live, is called Sawatch, and they do have a, um sorry. They do have a police station out there, and that's actually who came to check on me was, Swatch deputies. And, they actually know my parents on an almost first name basis because of my dad. Um, because in the wintertime, he is more susceptible to catching viruses and things like that. He actually had one over the weekend, and he spent, I think 3 days in the hospital. Um, and then he ended up getting a rash from the antibiotics because of it interfering with his chemo. Um, so, they come out here and they're like, "Oh, we know the name." Because they know it from my dad. And so, um, pretty much everyone in town in because my parents have been out here for about a year now, so everyone in Sawatch, the people that my mom regularly talks to at, like, the Walmart, um, people in Center and people in Monte Vista pretty well know my parents, and so, um, I I think it was before I had uploaded my last video, I had gone to the hospital. I was having really bad stomach pains, and they told me that it was an acute stress response for me to have stabbing pains in my bladder, and I was like, "I don't think that's correct, but whatever." Um, and so basically, um, everyone knows my last name out here, and so everyone knows about me now, which is terrifying. Um, I've never been comfortable in small towns, like living in Plant City, Florida, Lakeland, Florida. It's creepy when you go into a store and someone just like yells your name and you're like, "Do I know you?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm friends with your aunt's cousin's cable guy." And it's like, "But I don't know you." And this is uncomfortable. Like, so my mom goes into town and people are asking her like, "How's your husband?" And now it's turned into, "How's your daughter?" And I'm just terrified that, it's gonna get out that it's like, "Oh, Jess is crazy," and then it's gonna I'm gonna be known as, like, the crazy girl in town, which I feel like I kind of already am because I've got this flaming Cheeto hair and my wardrobe is black. Most of what you guys see me film in is actually my pajamas. Today is a rarity. I got dressed to go into town. Um, and when I do go into town, most of the time I'm wearing, like, sweatpants, um, and a hoodie, which it's all black, so I kinda feel like everyone in town just knows me as this, like, creepy goth kid or something, because out here it's all cowboys, they don't know what a goth looks like, I'm sure. Um, and yeah, the couple of times that I've wanted to come on here and talk to you guys and just let you know that I was okay, I didn't actually feel comfortable with it. One, because I wasn't ready to yet, and two, because yesterday was the first time in 2 weeks that we had running water, so I hadn't been able to bathe in 2 weeks, which for those of you who have indoor plumbing, It's something that I miss a lot. Even now, like, my tank is completely frozen, and so I actually got, in town, it was one of the last times that we went to a thrift store, and my mom found this. It's actually used for, like, frothy coffee drinks, like cappuccinos and stuff. It is a cocoa latte. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But this actually heats up water, and so I got this, well, actually, my mom bought it, so that I could have hot drinks because we actually had, like, a really whack, like, snowstorm come through last week, and, this has been very helpful, but also because it has, like, a little spigot on it. I put water in it last night, and that was, I didn't heat it up or anything. I just used, like, the spigot, and that's how I was able to brush my teeth last night, which was actually really handy because not having water, it's actually really hard to brush your teeth and wash your face and take care of yourself, which is super stressful, but having this makes it, you know, a little bit easier. And then the only thing that goes in here is water, so I'm able to use this to make like cups of like mac and cheese and stuff like that. So there's that. So yeah, there's actually been a couple times where like my toilet is frozen, and so like the little knob on the back that you would use to like open up the hole for stuff to go down will be like frozen, and so I'm not able to like get stuff out of my toilet, which is just gross. But it's in this weird little like water closet situation. It's not like the grossest thing in the world. I don't know. I'm just, for me, and I know I've addressed this before, but for me to have grown up in the situations that I did where the roof was caving in and we didn't have running water and things like that, it's uncomfortably familiar because I kind of know how to deal with everything, and I kind of wish that I didn't. I'm thankful that I have the knowledge, but I hate the fact that I did grow up in situations where duct tape was like an actual necessity. Like most of the things that were broken, we had to fix with duct tape. And so, yeah. In other news, I did want to, it is doing something, Mac, I figure. As long as you guys can hear me, I guess that's all that really matters. I do take a couple of minutes to thank you guys for your support and thank you guys for the kind words and the messages and people checking on me while I was away. Even if I didn't respond to things, I did read them. I did, keep up on those. To those of you who have donated to me, I'm super uncomfortable with it. I'm not a person who is a fan of handouts or anything like that. But I am incredibly appreciative for every little bit that you guys have contributed, because like even this $9.99 that I'm looking at, that's a trip to town and back. Like that's a quarter tank of gas. That's, you know, it's something. And to at least be able to take tiny little burdens off of my plate is incredibly helpful. I did see, I have no idea what's going on with the picture. Honestly, does anybody actually watch these videos, or do you just put them on in the background and listen to them like a podcast? Like, I don't even care anymore. I honestly don't. Filming this, I saw on the Philip DeFranco show, I saw that there was that guy that guy who was or whatever, and he gave this lady his last $20, and they set up a GoFundMe for him, and they got all this money, and then they used it as like their own personal bank account or whatever, and then the homeless guy sued him, and then it turned out to all be like a huge scam or whatever. And I was like, I don't even have the mental capacity to put all that to people out there that actually these well-versed scams to sit there and people like that, and it just blows my mind that there's that disgusting, like, it blows my mind. I don't understand why people can't live honest lives. Holy sh I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to that. I really don't. I don't think I'm ever going to. I don't think I'm ever gonna like adjust to that. Like that's just out of control. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. You guys are out of control. You really are. Like and it's it's so ridiculous to me that there are people out there who sit there and put out all this merch and like scam their fans for all this money and everything. I keep hitting my mic. I need to not. There's people out there that actually go to those, and it's like I've been accused so many times of like money grubbing and stuff like that. And honestly, if that was something that I was trying to do, I would sit here and film actual videos and upload them and put, 30 ads on a 5-minute video. But that's not what I wanted to do here. I spent all this time putting makeup on this morning and I cried so much of it off in therapy, and now I'm just gonna cry the rest of it off now. Make merch. I feel like that's the tackiest thing. Like, you guys. I don't even know what to say right now. Like, I really don't. I don't know what to say. I don't. Like, I'm just like completely at a loss right now. I really am. And I know there's a page on YouTube in like the analytics or something in where you can see like who's done like super chats and everything, and at some point when I'm able to, I definitely want to have some way of giving back to you guys, because like nobody has to be there for me right now. Nobody does. And I'm so thankful for everybody who has been. And I'm not saying that as somebody who, sits there and, puts out all these whack fake story times, or somebody who sits there and is like, buy this palette, buy this lipstick, buy this mascara, whatever. Just somebody who's sitting here in a 40-year-old camper trailer, desperately trying to put her life back together, and just telling you guys what it's like to exist in my world and the fact that people even care at all is just, it's crazy to me. It really is. It's insane. And it's funny because I spent so much time trying not to, like, swear on my channel, and I spent so much time trying to be, like, so PC and so, like, advertiser friendly or whatever, and I was scrolling through some of my videos a couple weeks ago, and I was like, almost all of them are not even monetizable because they're deemed not advertiser friendly. Um, which is hilarious because it's like, mental illness isn't advertiser friendly. Life 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 experiences, not like fake tacky story times, but genuine life experiences are not advertiser friendly. But you can take the crappiest made for TV movie, like the trashiest thing on Lifetime, and spin it and turn it into something that's like the bee's knees. It just is mind blowing to me that that's, I don't get it. You can also have somebody that says they're a kids channel and put out the most provocative content in the world, and they're still deemed advertiser friendly, but somebody who talks about mental illness and somebody who talks about what life is like when you hit a wall and somebody who talks about the grossness and the nitty-grittiness of depression and someone talks about what it's like to come to terms with PTSD, like you have all of that and that's not advertiser friendly, and it's like, you guys suck. Like, whoever's making these advertiser rules, you guys suck. Yeah, I'm not naming names. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm so thankful for you guys. I really am. And I still want to do like bracelets or something. I have literally sat here and made probably 20 or 25 headbands in like different colors and stuff. That I want to start selling, which are, I've only actually sewn 2 of them so far. Yeah, these ones, the little bow headbands. And I have them in all kinds of colors. I have been getting yarn from thrift stores, and because you can get like a bag of yarn for like $3 and it's got like multiple rolls of yarn in them. Which keeps me busy, and my mom doesn't mind, you know, buying yarn to keep me out of trouble. But they're this. I don't know how to really explain them, but they look like this. I thought they were cute, and it was just something that I came up with and wanted to try something different. So these are going to be for sale. And I don't have a problem sending them or anything because my mom has like tons of like shipping supplies and stuff. But they're one size, they're a little stretchy, and they are from thrift store yarn. So if you have a problem with thrift stores, this is not for you. But I've been making these to keep myself busy. I have ones that are, let me grab a couple real quick. Ones that are made with thicker yarn, like this one. These are ones that haven't been sewn up. So what it is when you get done with it, there's like a little gap that has to be sewn, and then you like weave in your ends and tie it all up and everything, and that's how you get the bow look to it. So there's ones that are made with thicker yarn that are going to be more like ear warmers, and then there's ones that are made with thinner yarn that are, you can wear these into like spring and stuff. So I'm going to, once I have all of these sewn up, I'm going to post them to Instagram, and which the link should be on my banner, page banner on the right side. And that way you guys can see like what's good, and I'll start selling these through my Instagram page. I need to stop hitting my mic. I'm going to set up a PayPal account so that I can do payments that way and then ship them out to you guys. And I want to do like handwritten cards and stuff like that to go along with these, because I feel like that's stuff like this is just so much more personal and so much more important to me personally than merch, than like designing a t-shirt and throwing it up on like Teespring or whatever. Like this is what I want to be doing. This is what, like, if I'm going to sell merch, I want it to be things that don't have my name on it, that aren't going to be, you know, tacky and played out in a year. I want it to be things that can actually be used and things that will actually be used, not, you know, a tacky t-shirt that has my signature on it. Like, that's whack. So there's that. I think this one, was it this one or that one? I don't know. One of these I screwed up like really, really bad. And I keep the ones that I screw up. I keep all of my prototypes. So like the first thing that I make of something like this, you know, I'll look at it and be like, okay, this is cool. I'm going to keep the first one. And then the rest of them I sell or I give away. But for things like this, I'm going to start selling them. Hopefully something will come of that. Because it's kind of what I've wanted to do my whole life, is be able to just make things and sell them. So yeah, that's where everything is at right now. I am completely overwhelmed with all of the support and love and kindness and everything that you guys have shown, not just over the last couple of weeks, but over the last couple of months. And you guys have been so receptive to me and my story. And like I said, it's never been about numbers. It's never been about money. It's never been about, you know, the normal YouTube game for me. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say things like that and they turn around and they're like the actual worst. But for me, it's always just been about sharing my story, and whoever wants to, you know, come along for the ride is more than welcome to. But I am incredibly thankful for every single person that sits here and watches these videos, and every person who comments, every person who likes the videos, even the people who dislike the videos, even the people who leave, you know, mean, nasty comments, because that's still engagement on my channel. It's still, you know, getting it out there for other people to see and understand that depression is not always a self-deprecating meme. It's not always this romanticized idea of sunshine and rainbows and someone's gonna come and, you know, sweep me off my feet and fix all of my problems and everything like that. It's going through awful, gritty things by yourself sometimes. It's struggling to sleep. It's struggling to eat, struggling to, you know, take care of yourself. It's therapy appointments you don't want to go to. It's, you know, all these really crappy things. And maybe at some point, I'm still hoping that at some point it is going to change and it is going to get better. But I do want people to know what the reality of it is, even if they don't agree with it. And that's just, it is what it is, you know. Whoever wants to come along for the journey is more than welcome to. I'm never going to sit here and, you know, call people out for, you know, unsubscribing or disliking or anything like that, because what's the point? That's not what this is about for me. But I definitely want you guys to know that I do appreciate you, and I do appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. And I really don't know how else to put that into words. I know a lot of people say, like, I love my fans, I love the people who support me, and then they sit there and they scam their fans, or they talk crap about them, or they they sit there and, you know, make up stories to tell people, like, which makes no sense. I remember the first super chat that I got, I told my mom about, and she was sitting there and she was like, "Wow, that's weird." My mom is not from the internet. She doesn't understand any of this. And then when the police came last week or the week before, and they were asking my mom questions and stuff like that, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on." And she's like, "I didn't call for you guys. I don't think she called for you guys. Like, her phone is off." And they're like, "Yeah, we got this, like, welfare tip or whatever." And then I later had to explain to my mom that one of my internet friends called services, and she was very confused. So that was a fun conversation to have in the middle of Walmart. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's everything this year has just been completely bass-ackward, and I know Thanksgiving is gonna be hard because it's my first holiday without Ishka, and it's really close to the anniversary of the Daniel thing. And I was sitting in the doctor's office waiting on my mom, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and then the people you may know was his picture, was his name, and I was very confused. And it said, like, I clicked on it, like I thought I had him blocked or he blocked me or whatever, and I clicked on it, and everything that had been uploaded, he had like 6 friends, and everything said that it was uploaded yesterday. And I was like, this seems suspicious. And I'm not trying to be like that paranoid person who's sitting there and thinking like the world is out to get them. But I was instantly like on the defensive and was like, this is not okay. I am very uncomfortable. Blocked him, told my therapist today about it. And she was like, that is very fishy. That is very uncomfortable. That is something that you should be, you know, on guard about. It was just all very, very confusing. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Tomorrow like I said, I have ortho to start therapy for my knee, which I'm super excited about. Hopefully they can fix it, even if it's just like cortisone shots into the joint because the bones are just like rubbing on each other. There's no cartilage there anymore. So I don't know if I told you guys that. Did I tell you guys that? There is basically no cartilage left in my right knee. So hopefully we're gonna find some kind of treatment plan for that. And I'm also going to talk to legal aid about figuring out what I can do about the Cheryl situation. And then go from there. Oh, and workforce center. I have to go to the workforce center too, because the more agencies that I can sign up with for job placement, I feel like the better, even if, you know, they see the cane and they're like, this is not for you. But maybe, hopefully, maybe, there's always a maybe, there's always a possibility. Fingers crossed, kneecaps crossed, fake kneecaps crossed. Something will happen and go from there. I don't know. I don't like the holidays because everything just gets complicated and nobody's in town, nobody's in the office, everything just gets weird. And I don't blame people because like you want to go out of town and like see your family and stuff, but it just stuff gets weird. Stuff gets weird around the holidays. It's hard to keep up with. Like my mom can't even keep up with her own appointments and stuff, just it gets out of control. So anywho, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for everything. I will try to keep you updated as best as I can. I'm going to start posting more on Snapchat and things like that. And just try to keep everybody updated. Like I said, I never meant to scare anybody or worry anybody or anything like that. I just was not in a good spot, and I'm trying to get better. I'm not saying that I'm like in a perfect spot, but you know, I'm working on it. But I'm gonna go eat some chicken nuggets because that sounds like the best thing I could possibly do for myself right now is eat some chicken nuggets. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.